Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of On the Court with First Coffee. My name is David George Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of this daily morning basketball podcast show. Hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's well rested after that double overtime last night. I know I'm going to be honest. I didn't end up catching the Lakers and Warriors. I stayed up for the Rockets and Thunder, which ended up, I believe that finished at around 11 o'clock, which that game started at 7:30. So in my old age at 24, it's hard for me to actually stay up and watch another 2-hour basketball game. I do value my sleep. I will watch the game. I will rewatch the game. I did see that Jimmy Butler was phenomenal. So forgive me for not watching the game. You can call me a casual. You can say that I'm not a real basketball fan, but I just didn't watch it. Okay, I wanted to go to bed. That's just the bottom line. I did catch this Rockets and Thunder game. Also, just wanted to mention, teed up with Justin and David tonight's new episode. So make sure you tune in for that. I'll post that everywhere. So you'll definitely catch that. I hope you would. But right now, I just want to get into the game last night. That amazing double overtime. What a great game from both teams. I thought the Thunder were going to come in and just completely demolish. Well, not come in because they were at home, but I thought the Rockets were going to get swept off the floor last night, especially with the ring ceremony and all that. But if you didn't catch it, Thunder beat the Rockets last night, 125-124, in a double overtime. Absolutely blockbuster game. You know what I mean? Sengun is phenomenal. I mean, if you look at his game, he played 50 minutes, and he got 39 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. And if you look at that, that's going to look phenomenal as it is. But if you watch this man and how he was scoring, oh my gosh, he was getting into the paint. He was being aggressive. He was just, oh my gosh, he was so fun to watch last night, Sengun, and you really hurt, and you really wanted him to get that win last night, but they just fell short. That there was that whole thing with the Kevin Durant absolutely called a timeout. If you saw that, he called the timeout. The Rockets didn't have any timeouts left. Should have been a technical foul. That should have ended the game, assuming the Thunder hit the technical free throw there. But it didn't happen. Refs didn't see it, I guess. There were a lot of questionable calls that game, but I digress. But yeah, Alperen Sengun, it's just a monstrous performance last night. What a great! If you please go back and just watch how he scored, just watch how aggressive he was being down low. Please just go watch that. It was phenomenal. It was just very fun to watch. One of the coolest performances I've seen, and you just hope that with a performance like that, he got the win, but it just didn't. Jabari Smith Jr. with 16 and points, 5 rebounds. Steven Adams with 13 rebounds. Kevin Durant getting you 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Amen Thompson with 18, 4 and 5. So Thunder, on the other hand, you had Chet with 28, 7 and 2. Shea with 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Yeah, that's what you expect out of him. I can't tell you how many free throws they shot, but great win overall great win by the Thunder. Crazy comeback too, because they were shooting horribly from 3 that game. I believe in the second half they were shooting. By the time it was like the third or fourth quarter, they were shooting, I think, like 6 for 28. Like it was under 30% from 3. So the fact that they came back and won, especially because the Rockets were up for 12, 14 around there as well. Great win for the Thunder. It'll be exciting to see what they do. They believe that they're favored again to win it all. I'm not sure. We'll see how as the season goes on. We'll see how that pans out. And then as far as the Lakers last night, Lakers and Warriors won 119 to 109. Again, I didn't really catch this game. We'll get more into that on Teed Up tonight. Jimmy Butler with a whopping performance, great performance from him. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jonathan Kuminga with 17, 9, and 6. Steph with 23 points. Brandon Podziemski, who I said is going to be phenomenal this year, had 7 points, 7 rebounds as a guard. It's pretty good. Buddy Hield with 17 points off the bench. Pretty good. Warriors have a lot of depth this year. Warriors have a lot of depth. They're very deep, so I think they're gonna be pretty good. But again, we'll see. Austin Reeves for the Lakers last night giving you 26 points. Luka Doncic with a whopping 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. Just wasn't enough for them. Let me know how that game went. Let me know what went wrong for the Lakers, what happened, because I just generally don't know. I got tired. I wanted to go to bed. And I'm not ashamed to admit that at all, folks. Early to bed, early to rise. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Early to bed, early to rise makes men healthy. That's what Ben Franklin said. Getting into tonight's games, again, went over these on the past couple episodes, but just getting to again. I forgot there's Sixers basketball tonight. There's Sixers basketball tonight. Let's go Sixers. It's going to be an interesting year, but man, I'm excited to have my guys play basketball again. Let's go Sixers. It's going to be a rough one. You got the Cavs and Knicks tonight. That's going to be a good little rivalry. A lot of East Coast rivalries tonight. Sixers Celtics in Boston. Got the Cavs and Knicks in New York. Got the Heat and Magic in Orlando. You got the Nets and Hornets in Charlotte. Raptors Hawks in Atlanta. Pelicans Grizzlies in Memphis. The Wizards Bucks in Milwaukee. Clippers Jazz in Utah. Spurs Mavs at 9:30 in Dallas. Timberwolves and Blazers in Portland at 10, as well as Kings and Suns in Phoenix. So you get a couple West Coast matchups there. And then the Cavs and Knicks is going to be a good game. I think you should definitely tune into that one. I'm going to be watching the Sixers Celtics. That's going to be the one game that's going to take over most of them. Just checking over everything that we see for this game. Just seeing any injuries, any major ones, things that you should know. What am I thinking? It's way too early for me to give an opinion on the Lakers. I don't think it's over for them. I know people are going to say that. I know people are going to say it's over for the Lakers and that LeBron needs to retire or go back to Cleveland. That's going to be a whole thing. Okay, that's just going to be a whole thing. That's how sports social media is. People love to overreact. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to save my breath at 9:00 in the morning. I'm sorry. I think it just needs to wait and see. I think they're going to figure it out. I think they're going to be a problem come playoff time. I think they're at least make it to a conference finals. I think this is the year where you finally see, hey, I'm Luka Doncic. I am a legend. And I'll give you 40 points. I'll give you triple-double every night, just like I did last night. But I'll do it on a regular basis, on a nightly basis almost. I think you're going to see Luka Doncic go from superstar to this guy's going to be a legend. I think you're going to see one of the best seasons from Luka this year. And the fact that he has arguably the greatest player of all time to help him in LeBron James is just icing on the cake. So, one loss to me is not a freak out moment, especially when it's the first loss of the season and if you don't have LeBron either. But I want to get into some of these injuries for the Celtics tonight. Jaylen Brown is questionable still, dealing with that hamstring. Tatum's out, obviously, for the whole season. Haywood Highsmith is going to be out for the Nets. He probably still dealing with rehab and with his knee being reevaluated. Most of these are most of this is old news at this point. Haywood Highsmith is a great former Sixer. He's a great young player, so hopefully comes back nice and healthy. Bulls announced Monday that Kobe White, with his calf is going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks, as well as Zach Collins. They'll be sidelined for 4 weeks with a left wrist fracture. So, sorry, Chicago fans. I wouldn't expect anything this year. I would not expect anything this year. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Hey, at least you got the White Sox. Sorry. That's just a whole ownership. That's an ownership problem, folks. That is an ownership problem on the south side of Chicago. For the Cavaliers, DeAndre Hunter's listed as questionable. We already know about Darius Garland and Max Strus being out. They're projected to come back a couple months. For the Dallas Mavericks, Daniel Gafford is doubtful to play tonight. Dante Exum will not play tonight. Kyrie's not going to... I don't think Kyrie's going to play tonight for the Mavs, so probably going to see the Spurs take a win in that one. Let's see. Aaron Gordon is projected to return tomorrow. So, Jamal Murray as well and then the Nuggets. What? The Nuggets don't play tonight. Yeah, the Nuggets debut tomorrow. So everybody should be healthy for the Nuggets tomorrow, which is nice. The Pistons. Looks like Karis LeVert is going to play tonight against the Bulls, as well as Marcus Sasser, who is going to be doubtful tonight. So, apologies to the Marcus Sasser fans out there. I know you're going to be devastated by his absence tonight. So I'm gonna keep the Marcus Sasser fan base in my thoughts tonight. Jaden Ivey is also out for the Pistons. So the Pacers. Yeah, nothing insane in the membrane about the injury reports there. What else we got? Just want to go over these. Not just because it's today. Anthony Edwards is questionable to play tonight against the Blazers. To play tonight with the Timberwolves against the Blazers. Let's see, Pelicans. Karl Makovich is doubtful to play tonight. We got the Knicks. A couple injuries there. Karl Anthony Towns is questionable for Wednesday's. I'm reading it as it is Wednesday, so I don't know why I said Wednesday. I'm sorry. Well, that's the beauty of a morning show. Is that it's just unfiltered. Just you go with the flow, folks. You go with the flow. I'm just talking basketball. That's the whole beauty of this program. But it looks like Cat is questionable tonight. OG Anunoby looks like he's gonna play tonight. He's dealing with an ankle injury. Karl Anthony Towns is dealing with a quadriceps injury. Mitchell Robinson is out for load management in the season opener. That just makes me mad. That just really upsets us. Why are you load managing Mitchell Robinson, and why are you load managing on the debut of the season? That's not load managing. That's just, I'm tired. I don't feel like playing. That's not load management. Load management is when you're tired and people just blow that word out of proportion for that. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I hope the Knicks lose tonight. I hope the Knicks lose tonight. They're going to get a loss tonight. I hope the Knicks lose. Go Cavs. Defend the land, baby. Thunder. What do we got? They played last night. I don't need to flex the Thunder. Franz looks like he's going to be out tonight for the Magic. Jalen Suggs is also questionable for the 76ers. Paul George is out. And Jared McCain's out. I did an episode about the Sixers medical staff where I sort of went in and asked when we're going to hold them accountable and launch an investigation. Frankly, I think it should be federal. I think it should be a Supreme Court investigation why the Sixers medical staff is so incompetent at doing their job. I don't know. Do they just hate the Sixers? I think the Sixers' own medical staff are a bunch of Celtics fans. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. But I did an episode about that where I'm actually serious and I don't joke and I talk about my woes with the Sixers medical staff. So definitely go check that out. But looks like Paul George, Jared McCain, and Trendon Watford are going to be out tonight. As far as Embiid, they don't have Embiid listed. I thought he was not going to start the season, but it looks like he will, which is nice. So that should be great. That should be really fun to see. I'm really looking forward to this Sixers Celtics game tonight, especially with Embiid playing. Go Sixers, baby. So I really hope it works out for them. Because if they miss the playoffs this year, we're just gonna have to blow it up, right? And it's gonna be another 10 years. And then the Phillies already have to do that too. We already have a Philadelphia sports podcast, so I'm not gonna get into it. But I digress. We got the Blazers. Robert Williams III isn't going to be available. Portland looks like, yeah, and then obviously Damian Lillard is not going to be available this season, obviously. Kings. They got to deal with Isaac Jones. Sabonis will be reevaluated in a week. Keegan Murray isn't going to play till November. De'Aaron Fox looks like he's going to come back in a week for the Spurs. Jeremy Socon. I'm sorry, forgive me for butchering that name, but I think he's also going to miss that. Kelly Olynyk and Lindy Waters III for the Raptors. Jacoby Walters out. Colin Murray Boyles is also out. Ace Bailey he's questionable for tonight against the Clippers. I would like to see him debut, especially with all that crap he was talking in the offseason. Let's see you actually play through this injury, through your illness. What, your stomach hurts, pal? You did all that talking about where you wanted to be drafted, and there's an illness. What illness, pal? This is what bothers me. Where do you get the entitlement? Where do you get the entitlement to say I'm not feeling well? My stomach hurts and my tummy aches, and I don't know if I can play in my rookie debut. I don't know if I can play in my rookie debut because my stomach hurts a little bit. Get out of here, pal. Get out of here. What illness is it? The flu? Flu was eradicated. All right, that's been, everybody knows that. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Isaiah Collier and George Niang will also be out for the Jazz, in case you were dying to know. For the Wizards, Will Riley, he's going to be questionable for tonight's debut for all you Washington fans. So all the 14 Washington fans out there, I'm sure they're going to be freaking out about that if if Will Riley will play. I mean, he is their first round pick, so I'm sure they are looking for him to get out there, but he's questionable. See, that's the thing. How many questionable guys were there for? I mean, this is opening night for the Eastern Conference, and how many questionable guys did I mention that were also like big stars? Ace Bailey, his stomach hurts and he can't play tonight. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. What do you? I want to know what you thought. Let me know your thoughts about that. But you have to think that that's ridiculous. If my stomach hurts and I have to, what you ever heard of just getting butterflies in your stomach? Maybe that's what it is, pal. Maybe that's what it is, Ace Bailey. Maybe you have butterflies in your stomach because maybe you talked too much during the off season, and now you actually have to go out there and prove it for a team that you don't even want to play for. You don't even want to play for the Jazz. So you're just gonna make up any excuse. Say, oh, I got the flu. I can't play. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. That's ridiculous. And look, I also shout out to Will Riley. He's went to the Phelps School, which is in Malvern, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. So shout out to him. A very cool guy. I hope Will Riley gets back on the court very soon. But Ace Bailey, yeah. Let me know your thoughts about that. Do I think the Sixers will win tonight? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. I don't think so. I hope Embiid has a great game. I think Embiid is probably going to have like 30 and 10, but I don't think anybody else is going to show up, which is just classic Sixers faction on the road, especially against Boston. I mean, there's no Jaylen Brown, possibly, right? Assuming there's no Jaylen Brown, no Tatum, could be a win for them. Jaylen Brown's questionable, so we'll see about that. Let me know your thoughts about the Eastern Conference. All right. That's going to wrap this up. Let me know your thoughts. I want to hear your takes. I'll put something out on Instagram. Get your thoughts. That's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy basketball. Enjoy life. Enjoy your morning. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.